Welcome back, everybody. You got Will and Amman here from the Block Runner, MetaZone, Rovi, and MScribe, and today we're going to be talking about some Bitcoin ordinals, some more ordinals.
Ordinals, and Nashville, dude. I mean,
Nashville.
Yeah, I mean, isn't that what's? I mean, we should be there, right?
They say we should.
I feel like
I say we shouldn't, but
I mean,
that's the debate. At
you
the
guys
moment.
let us know. I'm sure some of y'all who might end up watching this. Typically, it's just like a 1,000 or so of you every single video, so we appreciate all of that. That's quite the supporting metric that we can maintain that kind of audience. Right?
You know what? I've asked some notable folks in the industry about the value proposition of a conference, and they agree with me. It's like unless you're like specifically trying to talk to somebody, then that's the value. But that's not the point of this video, right, Iman?
Well, it's part of the point of this video because literally the biggest Bitcoin conference that's ever been held is ongoing as we speak. Right?
Yeah,
so,
this is a huge inflection point. But from
potentially
from the macro perspective.
Yeah, well, there's also like a lot of hype and sentiment that's been kind of like forced into this. Because, I don't know where the source came from, where like Trump is for sure going to unveil. Like,
it's just hopium, but
I know, but it's also like
there's a chance.
I know, but there's also a chance that he doesn't say things like this, and therefore, like you've just let down a whole like hype narrative, right?
You've let down a whole 150 people,
which ultimately doesn't mean anything, right? Bitcoin still does what Bitcoin does, right?
Yeah.
Despite Trump's, positive or negative injection of opium.
Okay, so specifically, we're talking about Trump adding Bitcoin to the National Reserve.
That's the thesis.
That's
right?
the bull case.
We won't know till Saturday, right? So mark your calendars, everybody. Saturday is like the main event of this conference, really.
Yeah.
But we got other headliners there. We can kind of like mention them. Basically, Bitcoin has gone as uber political as you could ever imagine it to become, dude. It's like
half these guys are like
running for some cabinet. I don't know, cabinet position within like Trump's team, right?
Yeah. So Robert F. Kennedy, of course, Trump. We got Kathy Wood. She's great.
Michael Saylor. OG. Russell Brand. That's a new face.
No, he's been around.
He's a Bitcoiner? All right. Well, Edward Snowden, I feel like he makes an annual appearance, And
Vivek. Vivek's cool. I mean, cool in the sense that he's a great deliverer of messages. It's like
so he's like a good orator.
Yeah. Yeah.
Kind of like Obama was a good orator, right?
Yeah, he was, yeah.
He's one of those. That's good. Yeah. So I mean, I guess I don't know.
We don't take sides in the politics realm.
No, but nonetheless, we understand the gravity of the potential of this whole conference. I think there's value there.
Okay, so in my opinion, I mean, I've been saying this for years. There's no option besides adding Bitcoin to the National Reserve.
You have been saying that for years, correct?
For a long time.
Yeah.
And so I think it's going to happen. Whether it happens this cycle or this year or 2 years from now, it doesn't matter. It's going to happen. It has to happen.
Yeah. Nonetheless, it still makes Bitcoin, as it typically is, the main driver of sentiment within this market industry, whatever you want to label it as. So, we'll see. We'll have a post-conference analysis on like whether or not,
Yeah, I guess the biggest thing.
We're on our way.
In my opinion, the biggest thing here is not so much Bitcoin added to the National Reserve. It's more about the government not sending nukes and missiles to the crypto industry like we have been receiving for the last 4 years for good reasons and for bad reasons, right?
Correct.
There's a lot of fraud and corruption and all kinds of stuff which should be taken down. No more money laundering, right? That's a good thing, right? And so I think the Republican administration is a little bit more friendlier to the crypto industry.
Yeah, that seems to be the speculation, right? So shout out to everybody who's there. Hopefully, we've seen some of you guys here within our community. If you could click on the next tweet, that are out there spreading the gospel, dude. Shout out to you guys,
Joe,
letting people know that DMT is part of this Bitcoin ecosystem,
we
right?
Got Nat Goblins.
Yeah, we didn't pay $10,000 for a booth, unfortunately, so we can't like manually tell people about this stuff,
right?
But you guys are out there, being present, so we appreciate that.
All right, moving on.
So something else is happening here apparently at this conference, Bitcoin OS. Remember Sovereign, dude?
Yes, I do.
Yago, right?
Yeah.
Eden, Yago?
Yeah.
I remember when we interviewed him, he was talking about, man, you guys don't even know what we're cooking. It's like,
it's like we're going to announce it at the Nashville event.
And we're like, I Freudian slipped Bitmap OS. It's like, you're talking about, it's Bitcoin OS.
Right.
That's what they're building.
Yeah.
Which sounded fascinating. So he told us, keep your eyes open to what we're doing. At some point, we're going to, I guess, change everything, right? So here he is.
Man, all of a sudden, there's like a OS in everything.
I mean, as there should be. Right?
I suppose.
I mean, OS signifies some important stuff.
Some intelligence.
Some operations.
Right.
That's the thing everybody's like lusting after, right? In the Bitcoin space. It's like, dude, let's become more,
systemic.
Yeah. Operational wise. Operationally systemic.
Yeah.
Let's do it, dude.
All right.
So can you decipher like exactly what was achieved here?
So they're claiming it's a historical moment. A new era has begun on Bitcoin, enabling unlimited scaling and functionality. No soft fork required. This is huge.
Yeah.
That means that they are implying some functionality without having to upgrade Bitcoin in the same case with like OPCat.
Yeah, I mean that's a tremendous. If you just look at the engagement of the tweet itself, this looks pretty organic to me. This isn't some sort of like bot-filled tweet here. So
as is typical.
Right, but this is a good signal, right? People are shocked by this, so it definitely requires some more due diligence to understand. Maybe we'll get Eden back on the show to kind of like,
break this down.
So
ZK smart contract on Bitcoin. This is as big of a deal as it gets.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, everyone, we're in the lull of the market cycle, right? We're kind of over static content delivery in this ordinals and fungible token space of Bitcoin. Right now, everybody's kind of like the sector of hopium is more so who's going to crack the code of programmability. So
yeah,
this is one of the potentials, right?
Yeah,
along with ICP and Tap. So we talked about this a month ago or so, whenever this was first announced, but we've got some firsthand like information, I guess. So we have a podcast releasing in a couple of days.
Yeah, with Jordan.
Yeah, which is he's got firsthand experience developing for ICP, and he knows a lot, right? And this tooling and framework that he's built, we understand Benny is leveraging it, and a lot of the developers in Tap most likely will follow suit, right, and start to figure out how to actually integrate that technology.
Yeah, so I guess the elevator pitch for ICP as far as like ordinals and Bitcoin is that you can create a smart contract that manipulates UTXOs on Bitcoin directly.
Yeah,
L1 stuff.
Yeah, so it's not like the typical thing we're used to, right, where you have to bridge over assets to some other execution environment.
Right.
It doesn't feel like you're really actually still on Bitcoin L1 because you're actually not.
Yeah, yeah.
You're just kind of leveraging assets that were generated through some Bitcoin L1 protocol and then migrated to a new ecosystem, right? I mean, and that's fine. You could do that, right?
Yeah.
A market can emerge from that. But, I think the more likely scenario is something more, at home to Bitcoin will be the desirable solution for the invisible hand, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So Tap's working on it. So along with Bitcoin OS, we got Tap with ICP integration.
Yeah.
And what is this here? Oh, Fractal Bitcoin. So the Unisat team is also working on it, right?
Yeah, Fractal Bitcoin averaging about 2,000 transactions per block. And guess what? 0 sats per VByte.
There you go.
Well, that's pretty cool.
So they're touting, everything that everybody else is infinite scalability, I'm sure, right?
0 sats per VByte. I mean, that doesn't really make sense, does it?
I don't know. It depends on exactly how fractalized they've done it, right?
I mean, someone has to support this, right? So somebody needs to get paid.
Yeah.
So 0 sats doesn't get you paid.
So then what are you saying here, dude?
I don't know. We need to do a little more investigation.
Okay.
So 19 cents for a transaction. So, okay. So there's something here.
Yeah, it's just so small scale you can't even pick it up with the sats.
Yeah, so it's essentially 0 sats, but it's something sats.
Right, correct.
Yeah.
But still, I mean, another entry into this this perspective of this race, I guess, this technology race to figure out again who's going to crack that code.
Yeah, and so if this is the first time watching one of our videos, definitely take this data and do your own research, because this is more like a discovery of latest happenings within the ordinal ecosystem that we think you should be paying attention to. For a lot of this stuff like Fractal Bitcoin and Tap and ICP and all the stuff that's happening, you got to do a deeper dive.
Right.
Yeah, because there's a lot of stuff happening, and we can't cover it in 20 minutes.
What do you mean we can't do that? It's literally what we're doing right now. You're saying...
Well, I'm saying a deeper dive.
I know, I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
Yeah, this isn't enough information or details without a doubt. Like most of these people, I mean, Unisat's putting out bare minimum information, right? It's just, this is what we have to interpret as far as like, you know, whether or not these things are actually going to stick, right? Most of them are in like testing stages. Nothing is actually being fully directly applied and utilized yet, right?
Mm-hmm.
But nonetheless, I mean, if you're looking for something of sensibility that, you know, this ecosystem's moving in the right direction, I mean, everybody's chasing the same goals, right?
Yeah.
From like a meta protocol perspective. So, I mean, you do with that information what you want, right? You could always move on to something a little bit if you feel is more interested, like Ton. You know, it's like they got it figured out, right? Dude? They have hundreds of millions of users spam clicking.
Yeah.
You know, why would I?
Sounds useful, dude.
It sounds like they figured it out, like for real, actually. You know, why build on Bitcoin, right? If you got to do all this like technology and all this new innovation and stuff, who the fuck wants to think about that, right?
Yeah, I guess.
You agree? Come on, dude. Inject something of value here, dude.
Well,
Tell
yes,
me.
100 million users. That sounds interesting.
So is that like the better spend of your focus, you think?
Well, it's I heard it's the truth and the future.
Did you hear that like truthfully or like satirically?
I would say it was satirical, yes.
Yeah, that's what I figured. I mean, we put out a semi-serious, semi-satirical like Web3 gaming video a few days ago where it's like, I mean, these numbers are impressive from like an objective standpoint.
Oh, for sure.
But when you like actually understand what's happening, it's kind of like an unfair scenario in comparison wise. You know, like a $1 billion Web2 app has now like siphoned all that network liquidity into Web3, and it's like it almost seems like anything seems like a home run. But when you understand like sustainability of things,
yes,
it's really not
straight zero tokens.
Yeah. So yeah, that's like our official declaration. We're not going to become a Ton channel, because I've seen some of those comments. Some people assumed we're flipping to Ton now because we mentioned it.
No, I mean, we're here to talk about what's happening and trying to understand, you know, where the market is headed. I mean, we're going to be talking about all kinds of things, including AI, and like we're going to sprinkle some Elon there every once in a while.
Elon?
Yeah, dude, Elon is what's happening.
Not on Bitcoin.
No. Well, I
yet.
mean, he might be going to the conference, by the way.
That's true. That would be pretty bullish if he just like suddenly appears and, you know.
And he's done that before. I've gone to like a generic conference of like, you know, startups, and he just shows up.
As you do.
Yeah.
On your.
This is in Ireland.
Yeah, he's gonna like, what's that boring tunnel his way to the conference? It's like, by the way.
Yeah.
All these tunnels are underneath all you guys you haven't even known yet. You know, just show up.
That's how he shows up, yeah.
Pull up through the ground, dude. That's like some supervillain shit. But
Hyperloop is way over there.
Is that what it's called? I said boring tunnel.
I mean, yeah.
Oh, it's a boring company. That's right.
Yeah.
Building Hyperloops. Yeah, but that's not Bitcoin. All right, what's next, dude?
All right, so we got 2 tweets from Callie here. This is how to prepare for Bitcoin Fractal and FB token.
Yeah, this is just, you know, speculative entertainment juice. If you want to, like, if you do your due diligence, you're in agreement with what Unisat's working on. This is the scaling solution to BRC20s and such. Then yeah, refer to this guy's, you know, guide on how to position yourself, I guess.
Yeah.
So the link's in the description. But let's talk about the ultimate like golden goose, right? What's everybody actually chasing? It's DeFi on Bitcoin.
Yeah, so this is cool. So this is a swapping protocol from .swap that Xverse has integrated into their wallet and allows them to swap Bitcoin and Runes tokens.
Mm-hmm.
And
so it looks like a clean interface. Xverse, I mean, they know how to build, you know, Web3 apps.
That's right.
It's good stuff. Web3 wallet interface. Looks clean, right? But what's actually happening here, dude, from your interpretation? Like,
so they're swapping UTXOs. So they're basically swapping, you know, X amount of Bitcoin, a UTXO, for another UTXO, which is a rune.
Yeah, which is desirable, right? I don't want to have to manually go and like seek out these buy and sell orders, right? I just want to like input my desirable amounts and extract my desirable trade as a return. Right?
Yeah, and
but
they're aggregating like an order book from Magic Eden and from Unisat.
Or no, from DotSwap.
Yeah.
DotSwap, Magic Eden, and Unisat. Yeah, so they're aggregating from several platform marketplaces, right? And they'll probably be more into the future and such. But you know, if the marketing is a little not so clear from whoever it's being distributed from, and you're thinking this is like Bitcoin's Uniswap moment.
Yeah, that's not exactly that.
It's not exactly that.
But yeah, because you need like liquidity, which requires automated market makers, and that could require all kinds of like new technology that needs to be.
It's not native at the moment.
Yeah, it's not native. It's likely using other blockchains like Thor chain to enable this. I mean, it's possible. It's just, you know.
Yeah, but the point is it hasn't been actually executed yet. So we're not there completely, but this is a step in the right direction, right? It's getting the users, I guess, comfortable with these mechanisms. But yeah, I mean, the liquidity mechanism, you know, that's decentralized hasn't been figured out for a lot of reasons. But that's ultimately what we're trying to, you know, race towards, right?
Yeah.
As a space, as an ecosystem, whatever. So, I mean, I've heard of tons of people attempting to do this, but I mean, it's obviously very difficult. So has DotSwap figured it out, you think?
Well, it looks like they're saying that they have swap BTC assets natively and securely, swap runes, BRC20s and ARC20s. So yeah, this is all UTXO manipulation, that's cool.
So I mean, we're not there yet, lads. That's the point.
Yeah.
I mean, progress report is we're getting close to it. It's improving the UX experience overall. I guess specifically for now, trading runes, you know, Xverse is a pretty big infrastructure player. So runes, as of right now, even though it's kind of like cratering off an edge at the moment, it doesn't mean it's going to be like that forever, right?
No, correct.
Yeah.
But yeah, ZK proofs. I'm definitely interested in this.
All right, dude. Well, you got a ton of research to do, dude.
Yeah.
You do, not me. You got to dissect all of this.
I'll report back, dude.
All right, good.
But yeah, that's it for us. We talked about swap, swapping runes, Fractal Bitcoin, and ZK proofs on Bitcoin, Tap ICP integration. Yeah, a lot of stuff happening, especially in Nashville. So let us know if you guys are going to Nashville. You know, was it worthwhile?
Yeah, I guess give us like the status report. You know, did we actually completely drop the ball? I mean, I yeah, of course, going to these conferences, I feel like it does have value. Just, you know.
How many conferences have you gone to?
Just one.
Makes sense.
But literally, we're here because of it. I can't reemphasize that enough, dude. If we did not go to that one conference.
I don't know, dude. I don't know. I mean, okay, so just the short stories, guys.
Okay.
So we went to the Ethereum Denver conference in 2023.
2023.
Yeah, 2023.
Yeah, last year.
And so we're sitting there, we're sitting and listening to people talk. All of a sudden, Joe Lubin shows up. He was like, you know what? They asked him, like, what is the most bullish thing happening right now, Joe? And he's like, ordinals. And it's a word that we've heard once or twice at that moment.
Yeah, we made our initial like reaction videos to the ordinal theory.
And this is in February 2023. So ordinals is about 2 months old.
Yeah, there was no infrastructure. There was no like actual evidence that it was going to become, you know, this thing that it is today. It's just like a hunch you had to have back in those days.
I mean, we were falling asleep and we heard ordinals and we were like,
after like 100 L2 presentations, it's like
at least 100.
Yeah, I was like, fuck, dude. I guess
L2s is the way, guys.
That's the future. It's just nonstop L2 like to ETH, right? It's just that's it. It's all we got to look forward to. But no, yeah. So that was to me an inflection moment, right? And I feel like there's a non-zero chance we could have potentially missed all of what's happening here on Bitcoin as a result. You know, we'd probably be like Avalanche maxis or something,
Avalanche,
Arbitrum or something like that. Optimism.
I mean, we were talking about those things at that time.
I know, that's why I'm recalling, dude. I'm recalling those days. It's like you should only be paying attention to Arbitrum, you know?
Well, I guess we should be talking about Ton these days.
We're fucking up, dude. No, I'm just kidding.
All right, guys, that's it for us. If you have any questions, let us know in the comment section below. Join our Discord, follow our Twitter. There's going to be a lot of stuff happening here in the next couple of weeks. I appreciate you guys for watching, and we'll catch you in the next video.